Well, hello there. Let's make sure everything is happy. And it would seem to be so. That. We'll launch this just in case we end up needing it. Okay. And we're going to need a terminal. Okay. So. Oh, let's see here. All right, so yesterday I finished kind of just roughing in everything. Well, the places for everything. So we have all the bits and pieces. This scrolls when it's too small. If it's big, it only gets this big, which is fine. I'm not sure I love that totally, but it's alright. Kind of think I wish it was a little bit smaller when it is big. But in order to do that, so I had to put this into an expanded, because as soon as we got too big, this started to overflow. And then I just have I have two expandeds in here. One of them is the form, and the other is this little bottom area, which we need to have like a notification that your data's been updated and not saved, and then also a save button. So I kind of just chucked in a couple placeholders down there. What we could do is maybe throw in like a sized box. Maybe? I think that might break this, though. My thinking, though, is if we did that, just see what happens. Put in one more of them. And then we can do height. Let's just say 400 to start. To move this over here. Okay, that's definitely not working. This doesn't have... Oh, it does. Let's get that out of there. And we'll have one extra of those to clean up. But I'm not sure... Yeah, that doesn't work either, because it's being told to expand. So we'd have to do something else about that. We would have to do... How would we have to do this if we wanted to make that better? Like, we could change the flex, but that's not going to be good at this size, right? We don't really want to center this. Kind of fix it, though. Over here in character select, right, we had a center inside of here. And then the parent, which is just this guy. It's the... So we wrap the whole thing in an expanded. Could... You're expanded. We could ditch this. Like so. And then... I think... We'd have to do something like that. Okay, that gets us that, which is okay. But then... we do a sized box. The problem is... this would have to come out of the sized box. Oops. Yeah, that's right. Wait. Sized box. It's because you're a column. This would need to come out. Over here. We didn't have a column, we had a card. Which either way might be fine. If we get rid of that, does that break the table? No. Good. It overflows when it's too small, but that's fine. I think we could get rid of this as well. Yes. Still overflows when it's too small, but we fix that. By giving this I don't really want to do a width. If I can avoid it. No, you're not overflowing right now. Shut up. But we can say a max height of... let's just try 400 to start. Okay, that made things kind of wonky. It's moving everything. Because it's in the center. It can be nice to feel pamplemousse. I don't know what that means. But if we did that, it's because it can be nice to feel... What? What are you guys talking about? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Anywho, this is doing weird things because this is center, but then my sized box, it's centering it when it has its width limited, which makes my problem worse, actually. So let's roll that all back real quick here. It was better before I messed with that part. Rebuild, yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I just don't like it as much. The other thing I could do is I could chop that back a bit and give this a little more room. Which is kind of better, but still not great. If I don't do expanded here, the problem becomes my table, I think, doesn't know what its size needs to be. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Because the expanded got added out here. We might be able to get away with that now. We just tell you, hey, look, expand, fill the rest of the space. Do we even need to do that, though? Simplified and nicer would be kind of a cool trick. I don't know if that would break as soon as this form got longer, but for now we're going to leave it like that. And just let it be. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to say simplify the edit panel widget and make the space below end of the fields smaller. That, let me fix this. Cord was pinched, probably not great for it. That takes us back to we need to add the rest of these fields is what we need to do. And we need to pull up our screenshot here. Make that a little smaller. So property to modify is going to be a problem because we need to read at the start here, we need to have a controller and a reader for the skills and abilities. Both. The other thing we need is a number picker. And I don't think Dart actually has one. So we need to either... like, it shouldn't be a super complicated widget to make. But if we're going to do that, we probably want it to be reusable because we're going to use number pickers a lot in the editor here. So we're going to want to pull that out as a widget at this level, I think. And then we have our duration. I don't know how we want to do that just yet. And right meow, these are just printing. We need to get those editing as well, because right now they're not editable. That's fine. We'll go back and fix that up. We might leave property for now until we go write those other bits and pieces. Because we're going to have to write the data model and controller, right? Which is fine. Let's make a number picker. We're going to need that. New Dart file. Number picker. Class number picker. Extends. Stateless widget. We might need that to be stateful, but until we know for sure, oops, this should be widget build build context of context. Return. We'll just start with our old friend text. Like so. We need our key. Add that in. Let's get out of there. We're going to need to put you in. We'll put you in the modifier field for now. In here. Boop. And this is going to have an optional, which means it needs to be a late. I don't think it'd be. I think this has to be a stateful widget. But call you value. And we'll give it a default value of 0. This won't be a const because it has non-final fields. That's fine. And this is going to complain, right? Yes. Marked as immutable. So we probably need you to be and I think you need to be anyway because you're going to be a thing, right? This is state number picker. This comes up here. This comes up here. And then we need to override something, and it is that. I don't remember the rest of that. It is. Where's my stateful widget? Are you stateful? I can't remember. You are. Create state. Yes. Return just the, okay. That. That's close. That's close. Marked as immutable. So this needs to be in here. But gotta remember how. I think I need to do this. Say final value. You default to 0. Does this have to be inside build? It does. So then it sets it to start at that value. So, Value is 0. If I then come over here and just for funsies say, wherever I put you down here, 10. Then you say value 10. Perfect. This is actually going to be modifier. Except it'll be that. And this one is -1. This one is 0. Think we're okay with that. Trying to remember. In here, we said that int, we would have to do this. But on the, in here, we would say if you're not 0, then we output you to JSON. If you're 0, then we just omit you. From JSON, I think you're okay still. Maybe. We're going to back that out just because I want to do one set of changes at a time. We might revisit that. We'll see. We'll swing back through. But here in the meantime, this will work for us. So we got that in there. So meow, we're going to need probably a row. Yeah. That, like so, yeah, you can format for me, that's fine. Which changes nothing for us, but what we're going to need in here, first widget is actually going to be I'm thinking this might need to be in an expanded. Maybe? The children almost certainly do, because we want them to be thinking we want buttons like this is what I'm thinking. It's probably fine. It would be nice if they had the same sort of background look here. We might tweak those a little bit too, but we could probably put a border underneath of it all too. That would make it really look the same. But let's do what are my button options in Flutter again? Oops. What can we do? Oh, that is not. I don't really want an elevated button. I want text button would be nice, I think. Text button. On pressed. This is going to be the first one. So we're going to say value plus plus. But this actually needs to be update state. Is that the... This isn't stateful. This is... set state. Which will tell it that it needs to rebuild itself. Child is required. And you're going to be... What is there? Okay, yeah. Is it icon.icons? No. Well, this should be lowercase. That's probably part of my problem. There we go. No. Icons class. Ah, your icons dot. That's what. We've got add. What is... icons.remove is what you are. There we go. If we do that, then we have that, which is pretty decent. Although... I'm not sure I love that. It's not terrible, though. We could... actually... still launch the old one and refresh my memory. Status effects. So they got a little tiny dealy whopper that comes up, which is fine. Maybe that's okay. Maybe once we finish styling up, it'll be Peachy. Let's see. We might want to change the color on you, but for now, let's just leave that. This number picker here. This is actually minus. But theoretically, that didn't work. Oh, no? That's working, but it's not correctly. Why not? It's also not going below -2. Interesting. Before I get into that, let's put you in here. This one is ++. What's going on here? Oh, it's because you it gets rebuilt and this happens. Okay. So that's a problem. So I need to be able to pass in so I've done something wrong here. I would need to say in here, not in build, but where did I do this? I'm forgetting the correct way. I think I just need to pass it here. I can't change you because you that. And I can't make you because then you'll be marked as immutable, but not. So in order to do everything correctly, I need to do you up here, I think. So this needs to go back to value. And I need to do in here. And still do that. And up here I need to do, I don't know if you need to be late. non-nullable. So I can do that. It's fine. And then I need to do that instead of putting it in the build. And then things work correctly. So we can get rid of that. Now, we'll get rid of all that. Oops, too much. Like so. I want you to be wider. Space evenly? That makes me way spaced out. I just want space between. No, that spaces out completely. Oh, spacing. 20. That's better. Perfect. That's what I want. We might want that to be even bigger, though, to account for, like, if you want this to be big numbers, that's fine. The other thing we want to do, I want this actually to be a text field. But I think that requires me to have, which is fine. We do that. We're going to need text editing controller. We need that. And then in here, we're going to say this is that. And then you are that. And that's going to break everything because this has to be expanded so that you know your size. Yeah. That still breaks stuff. You have to use a parent data widget. Oh, because you're in this. That's a pain in the butt. Okay, so we can't do expanded. Unless we go do something about cell padding, which just has a padding and is a convenience guy. It would probably be good. And the reason we're doing this is because we want to be able to go in there and manually just type in a number instead of clicking everything. Okay, stop. Stop. That is really annoying. We want to be able to go in there and type in a number if it's big instead of just go ahead and clicking 1,000,001 times, right? Which does make my life a little bit difficult. Am I allowed? No, if I was to expand you, you would just get huge. So what I need to actually do, I think, is put you in a sized box. And I need to do, let's just say, a 50. And if I clicky click a thing, okay. Well, that pushed that out. Why did that happen? Come back to that in a second here. Shouldn't have. This guy might need to get expanded. In fact, we might have to put them both back into expanded. Work on that in a minute. Right, meow. I want to get this widget together. So 50, a little too big with the spacing. But if we take the spacing out, that's pretty good. I think there is... And maybe we'll just wait until we finish this form to really address our collapsey abilities. But text align is the field. Text align center would look nice, I think. Yeah. Perfect. And then we also need to do the same thing I've done to these text fields here, which is to have a decoration. Let's actually put you above, just because. Input decoration. And we're going to say input border is none. Instead, I think I would have to do a container here. Well, not there, because I could only have one child in a container. I would have to do it around here, I think. Which would be okay. We do that. Everything's still... Oop. Not quite. What's going on? What is your... Is that all just because this thinks it doesn't need to exist? Anywho, what is the border for a container? I think it's just decoration as well. Decoration? No. It's not an input decoration. It's container box decoration. That's what you are. And then we do border, which is a border dot only. Am I allowed to do that? No. we need to do an all? No. Actually, can I do? Okay. This I know has the correct. Yeah, can be assigned to a decoration. Okay. But I know we've done this. We did this on this page because for our column, for example, border side, that's what it is. Okay. Border is a border. Yes. Bottom, which was a border side, which has a color, which is theme of context. And we'll use the same thing we did here. Primary color light. Wait. Yes. And then over here, we've been using, I don't know if I want the border on the bottom, actually. Hang on. Because we've taken the borders out of this one and just gone with the color. Let's do that. I got ahead of myself. Let's just do that. And instead we'll do color. And this is, we filled these guys. You just said filled as true. Color scheme. Primary container? Nope. Secondary container? Closer. How do I know? What color you are? Flutter input decoration fill color. Tell me of your ways. Ooh, text field has a prefix and a suffix. Could we put our buttons in there? Decorator. Might just have to go to. Wish I understood their color, like how to figure out their color stuff better. Might be something I need to spend some time on. But over here, I did find this the other day. We can check this out. Are you working? Oh, it came up. I was impatient. Okay, there we go. This is like surface bright. Oops. Surface bright. That's close, but not quite. Like, I wish I could tell what you were. Theme data, component colors, input decorator. That looks close. Hello to yourself as well there, Haynes TV. Could I do... import decoration theme, fill color. Okay. That. No, it didn't work. Why didn't that work? That's a Boolean. Why doesn't that? Oh, you know why? I'm dumb, I bet. Well, no. Because we made it purple and that wasn't the right color, but it did show us that the color was being filled. None of that looks likely. Before I get too involved in this, let me take you out actually really quick and we'll see, because this might solve itself. Because we just stumbled across text field had a something had a prefix. And if I can just use that. Input decorator. That's not it. Prefix before the input area and suffix after the input area. Okay, it is. Okay, it is in the decorator. So in here, we turn off our border. We say filled is true. We say prefix is our text button, let's just say. And then our suffix is our other text button. That... Can we get away with this? You need to be... Just that for now is fine. Oh yeah, okay. I broke something. But... That's way better. I broke it because this has to get set each time. Is there a way to make you follow? Or do I just need to set you every time? Either way would be fine. But it seems nicer if I could just make you follow. Text editing controller. Listen to the controller for changes. Oh, I should I should clean up after this. We'll do that while we're here. I need to do that over here. Make myself a note. Up here. I also should probably dispose of the controller. Take a look at that later. But okay, so this actually much better. You still need to be put in a box, though. I also want you to be nicely centered on all axes. Ooh, that didn't work. I ran into this before in the client. What did I do? I had to do something weird. I had to give something a default value. Was this but this is the other issue. This is the one they closed. This is the one. Empty box constraints, the prefix icon constraints. Okay. So I can do a prefix icon. Oops. I don't think it matters. It can take the same widget. That's going to break things in the other weird way, but that's fine. Oh, but this isn't an icon. Box constraints, the prefix constraints, prefix icon constraints. Okay. This box constraints. And I bet that, yeah, lines everything up perfectly. Super weird bug. Okay. Meow. Oh, I love that being in there, but it's probably okay. It does signify. Thanks, past me. Okay, so I don't know that I love that. Needing to have that size box, though. How would I fix that, though? Might just have to leave that the way it is. For now, anyway. I got distracted. I need to... So we can add a listener. Ah, okay. So instead of this, add listener to value. No? Because I can't... Ooh. Oh, no, I've done this backwards anyway. Hello to you as well, Faxon. This is for calling something when the text is changed. I don't think there's anything... That's annoying. So they're using the value setter to update. Oh, okay. So I should do this instead. Wait. Update the text value instead. Specify a reasonable selection range with the new text. Value setter. Where is the value setter? Text field, text form field. This isn't value. Value gets the current. Oh, it's a getter setter pair. Okay. Text editing value. Their example was better. Maybe I just missed it. Let's review. I don't think that's what I want. Could do this, which is what they're doing, but I really just want you to follow this if possible. In the same way that the text Delio did. That might not be possible. So in this case, I've added a listener and they set state in, okay. Okay, so that's for displaying, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, they're just setting it. None of this is really doing what I want to do. Hello, little internet blip. Are we back? Are we alive? I think we're alive. Seem to be alive. Anywho, as I was saying, it seems like everybody's just doing it. Like, it seems kind of messy, but everybody's just kind of doing that. And this wouldn't be in a init state. Is there something I can fire to automatically do this? Call whenever the widget configuration changes. I don't know if this is valid or not. Did update widget. No. I want to execute function after set state is rendered. I don't want to do that. Add persistent frame callback after non-persistent frame callbacks. Okay. I don't know that. Yeah, this runs every single frame. I don't want to do that. On wheel change. This is a different creature. Value notifier. Don't understand that. Is that something they just invented, or? The other thing I could do, actually, now that I think about it, is chuck you into the build here, and that actually might just fire every time. Because it should trigger a rebuild. It does. Okay, perfect. I don't want that to be selected, though, and that might be another question about, or no, another reason to use the whatchamacallit there. Not text, but this thing. Using the value setter. There we go. Set it in controller. That's just an issue. Doesn't look good. Where was that? Selection. Posing. Don't want that. Just want you to not. Hey, now you're not doing it. Huh. Okay. Well, that's good. You know what it is? It's only when I'm clicked in there. So on a click of the button, I need to steal focus, take the focus out of here. So I think we can just do that. If I do maybe I can't do that just here. How do I clear focus? Unfocused text field that has custom focus node. Okay. Unfocus. But I would need to... I need to wrap you in a focus. Focus node in combination with stateful widget. Ah, you have, okay, so we need focus node, number focus. You're a focus node. And then in here, we do that. And then here, what was it? Clear? No. Wait. What did I miss? I missed something. Probably want to call, before I forget, dispose on that. But unfocus. There we go. We do the same thing here, so that if we did happen to have focus, that would clear it out of there. Does flicker in there sometimes. Do I maybe, if I do that beforehand, is it better? No. Not particularly. Interesting. Okay. But also, like, while we're here, mucking about. What do you have? Oops. What does a button style do? Okay, it does all that. Border side is side. How did I do this over here? I know I've messed with button borders before. It was shape. Okay, but that was on a different type of button. I don't think that's okay. Change the hover border. That's not quite what I want. Probably going to be in the hover color. Foreground color. It's in a button style. That's just for the color, though. Shape. That's what you are. Which is a outlined border. Ah. What is the type? I can't instantiate a base class. What are your inheriting classes? Shape. We've messed with this before. Is that... No. Outline input border. It's for input, though. Well, you might be. You might be an outline input border because you are an input. No, you're not. Outline input border new. These are all outline input borders. Ah, okay. Here we go. There's the implementers. Rounded rectangle border. No. But you implement the outline border class. Abstract classes can't be instantiated. Rounded rectangle border. Shape decoration. Tell me what I'm supposed to do with that. And this one, this works. Is it maybe? Okay. If I zero that, is it unhappy? It still sure is unhappy. We've messed with this before. Ah, okay. This guy's saying to do that. Still can't do that because it's not creating anything different. All right. Maybe there's something else that I'm missing. Button style. It's just buttons. Material state property is deprecated. Widget state property. It is widget state property outline border. Oops, I forgot one of them. This is saying that, and then we do this. Aha, okay. I don't exactly understand this syntax, but we're going to go with it. because it's going to get me what I want. All. This must just be convenience method for creating widget state property that resolves to a single value for all state. Oh, okay. It's because the different states you can be in the widget. Okay, that makes more sense. So now it makes that happen. Okay, I'm okay with that. It just keeps it on brand, right? So we're gonna do the same, just this little chunk right here, and we're gonna put you down here. My suffix icon. And now you're both squarey boys. And then I almost want to is there a way I can override the on hover? Hover event. How about button on hover? Hover color. I think I would have to make my own extension on a button to really mess with that at all. I think that was what would have to happen. And I don't think text style, I don't want that. I think we're just gonna leave that. We clear the focus. It's a little bit janky, but it's fine for now. So that all works as expected, but whoa. So we also need to do an on change there. So we do need to have a listener that gets added here. So when this gets changed, what we do is we have a func. Let's put you down here. We'll just say update value. I guess we could do, it's a void, and we do new value. No. Because we're going to get you out of the just that, okay. Value equals can't do that. We need to do int parse like so. And now if I was to go and say 10 and then click, nope. I've added a listener when the object changes. What counts do we have to click out? Let's just say I take you back to 10. No, that still doesn't. Tell me more of your listener. On changed callback, use a controller. Connect it to a text field. Function, let's say, to print the latest value. Add listener in the init state. And dispose you. And in their example, okay, I guess Dartpad is still broken. That's cool. Wait, no, it almost lived. Cool. Broken. Love that. Field text form field. In listening to your changes to the text field. Function run every time the text changes. Prints out. Add listener. Actually, we could do. That's broken. Let me hot reload that. Okay, so if I make this 10, that works. Okay, so I did have it right. It just hot reload broke stuff, but this isn't working correctly. It's keeping the same value. We'll work on that in a second. But if I was to do like 10 again, and then I click 9, okay. 44, 109. Okay. The this values effect dot modifier can't be null. So why do you keep that value? Selected effect, status effect edit, selected effect, can't be null. In my test data, that's 0. Everything else gets reloaded. Why don't you? You get swapped. Because this whole widget gets swapped. Right? So if I was to do that, let's just say building, 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 it swaps. Number picker. Building, 109. Building, okay. So a new state isn't being created. Create state. Don't put, okay, that's fine. It can be mad for a second while I kind of think and test. State created. State is not being recreated. Okay. Interesting. So how do I do that? Did we do... Yeah, we have keys. We have this value. Okay. That's weird. But that's also going to be a problem for future me, I think. You should change because, especially because there is a different value. So we load the effects, call set state. We set the state, select the index, and select the effect. This guy thought he got rebuilt every time. Maybe this can't be a const. Except for you have to be, because you're immutable. I'm missing something here in my understanding. Is it gonna be mad if I do this? Well, that refactor broke. That's cool. Gonna do that. I can do... They have a different type of syntax here for the... So I do that. I do that. I do that. Except for your final, you can't be final. Then you're... So none of that makes any sense. jets. That still becomes a const. I need to figure out what I'm not understanding here about the plan to rebuild. This doesn't have an init state. We'll take that out. But I'm going to call it a night for now. I'm going to turn on the AC. It's getting hot in here, and probably poke at this a little bit and figure out what I'm missing in my understanding here, maybe for a little bit. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Had great chats. Love to see you. If you like this kind of thing, show up again tomorrow at about the same time. I'm going to do it again. I start at 8 p.m. Central Time. So swing through. And if not, hey, we'll catch you some other time.